Welcome to Service Binding Operator Weekly Call. Today is October 20. So we have one item that is the SPO community actions that we started discussing last week, and I would like to continue on that topic. If anybody else want any other topics to be added, please go ahead and add. No, otherwise I will start this continued discussion. So last time we discussed a few things like one of the idea was that proposing changing the frequency, and for now we decided to no, this was not my understanding. It is scheduled to weekly. For now we'll keep this weekly. We can come back to that bi-weekly later. Okay. And then linking to Jira issues that we have, I think Francisco is still going to investigate on that one. So let's discuss the remaining topics. So next one that I want to bring up is the technical discussions in the public Slack channel. So, so when I say public Slack channel, this is the what I mean. This is service binding operator channel here, and of course we get some questions. I can see Abdul Hamid or somebody else raise few questions. So sometimes this discussion is happening here whenever people are facing issues. I could see last week also somebody was there. So like that, occasionally, yeah, Kate something. So whenever people are facing issues, this channel become active. Otherwise, we are not discussing any other technical matters other than what I post, or this community call notice, and whenever the recording comes out, I'll reply to that threads. So that's what happening in this channel. We could make this, and there are around 99 people in this channel, and we could make this more active. Or do you have any suggestion, like what kind of topic that we could discuss here? Anybody has any idea, thoughts, or how do we?
Maybe we can make some announcements, like when we release.
Yeah,
At least we will have some activity going on, right? Maybe announcement
yeah.
on coming, reminding people to come to the meeting, right?
That I'm already mentioning like this, adding call invitation, but
So we could use this channel also to send some announcements on releases,
yeah,
any
okay.
metrics, any metrics that we can get and show usage. So say that's
Well, we
Yeah.
could technically any announcement that we are doing on this call can post there as well.
Yeah.
Not
right.
just release announcements, but any
Okay.
announcement.
Any
Nice.
announcement. Yeah.
Maybe readouts to the community call. Any announcements or any specific bugs, defects that has been issues resolved or what have you.
Oh, recording of the
Or
community call.
recording the communities, yeah.
I'm not getting. Sorry, what do you? Just
Sorry, I was just saying readouts from the weekly developer call, right? So if there's any specific bugs, issues that has been addressed or reviewed, we can note that in the Slack channel, and also,
Okay.
right, that's one space, and the other one that was just talking about is recordings of
The videos. No?
Recording, I already replying to that same, like the
okay,
same posting.
that's good to see.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I hope any technical discussions we could have here instead of using it our Chorus Slack channel, right? Unless that is specific to our team, or team collaboration within it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So team collaboration should go private, I think.
Yeah.
And then what do you say instead of app service?
Yeah, this is like any, let's say if there is some issue or bug that we need to get more discussion on that, we could use this one, right? that we are working on. Bug or issue, any story, even stories also, right? Issues. So this way, this channel would looks more active. That going to help.
I'm thinking, yeah. Trying to figure out if we creating more channels to track, because we have enough already, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, this channel
So
was
that's the
there
only
for a long
concern now we
time,
have.
but the channel was there for almost from the beginning of this project. Yeah, but it was not always active. Sometimes it becomes like some discussions, sometimes not like that. So if I scroll through, I can see that still we have a lot of quite a lot of
To me, this is a customer-facing channel, right? So most of the customer-facing channels usually become active because customers are asking questions, and this experts on our side, right? Other than announcements, yeah, the community discussion could be done there at some extent as well, right? Because
Yeah. Oh, we also mentioned this channel in our README at the last in the community discussions also.
mhm.
It's pointing to that channel. Yeah. How to join also it's given there.
Right.
Yeah, and a couple of
Exactly.
times we received feedback, and if something didn't work or something like a bug report through this channel,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's sort of
In my
serves
opinion, I don't think it's we're creating a channel for us that we to track. It's already a channel we should already be tracking anyway.
I'm not talking about creating a channel. This existing
No,
channel is
no, that's what that's what I mean. It already exists. We should be tracking it.
yeah. Good. And there are other channel, of course, the binding discuss is the generic spec discussions that also I could see. Sometimes people are even asking SPO. Last week I could see Charles asked some SPO's question, but I could see that we already responded. So yeah, so we could watch this channel also, which is again more spec specific, but sometimes SPO questions also comes up there. So anyway, let's continue, make that channel more active. The next topic.
You want to make a note on that? I mean, do we decide we're gonna choose some discussions there? Yeah.
Yeah, technical discussions. Okay.
More technical discussions, right? Yeah.
More technical discussions. Next thing is about conference talks. So this is something I think, as far as one of the things that lacking for our project now is more advocacy for, spreading the word about this project. Most of our many Red Hat actively contributing projects, open source project, I can see people are going to public conferences, related conference, of course, and then they're presenting talks and all, right? And I'm very sure that now they started physical conferences, and Red Hat would be willing to sponsor also if it got accepted. So we need to find the right kind of conferences depending on your region, Europe or US or any, yeah. That depending on the region, people can travel there and submit talks and present. So how do we find out the right kind of conferences and make proposals? Maybe it need not be an individual proposal. It could be a two persons can together propose like that. So what do you, any thoughts or anything?
So what's the audience that we want to capture, right? We want to capture both service providers.
Yeah, I mean,
we want to
Kubernetes.
capture Kubernetes developers. So KubeCon, right, for sure, for Kubernetes developers.
Service providers, target is both, right? Target audience is both.
Bro. So what are the what are
But
the
I
big
think initially
conferences
we want to
for
reach out
for the
more to
service
service
providers?
providers, in my opinion, because like of course we are trying through other ways like AWS we are attempting now, Azure we are going to look at, but we can have a direct contact also if we can try to find the similar people who are attending this. For example, let's say if you go to KubeCon, Europe or US this kind of conference, and if we see people from Amazon or Microsoft present there who is working on this this kind of projects, right? So we can have interaction with them, and that kind of connection also going to help and
Right.
spread the word, right?
QCon is a good one because these guys also go there. The big cloud developer, the providers, they go there for the same reason, right? They want the development community to use their services, and they're
Yeah.
gonna probably present, hey, we're doing ACK, we're doing ASO, so and that's what we talk to those same guys that do ASO and ACK to see, hey, it's an opportunity to collaborate.
Actually, I believe last time ThreadRag had submitted a talk proposal, but that was not got accepted. That's right, Jasper.
Right. Yep, that's correct. So I think
Okay.
there's opportunities to how we can refine the proposal, right? Call for papers, right, and so forth, or call for presentations to help it get the best chance of actually being accepted and being able to present at these particular conferences as well, right? So there are resources that are available to help. You're not doing this
Yeah.
on your own.
And Red Hat has some. I don't know about that Red Hat Summit. It has technical tracks also, right? Red Hat Summit, is that a place that we could?
Yeah.
Technical tracks. Yeah, this mostly business, I believe, but there are technical tracks also in that conference. And maybe other, I don't know, maybe IBM or other conference, anything that is cloud or this kind of
Right.
Kubernetes is focus, we could submit talks, right? Proposals.
So I guess from your perspective, Baiju, right, and to the team here, right, what should be our approach to conferences, right? It's great to know what these are, or at least have the intentions. The question is like, what actions can we take to start us down this path?
Yeah, in my opinion, we should keep some proposals handy, ready, so that we don't need to do it in the last moment, right? Because we know what kind of topics that we need proposals. It could be like a walkthrough of service planning operator, how it works with a demo, like a 30 minutes talk, right? So we can have we can create a slides, everything ready now itself, and we can try because we don't have any presentations so far. So that could be the first talk, like an introductory talk.
The proposals are not usually these proposals are not like very wordy, and it's really easy to submit. So I would say just submit. Whoever's interested in participating, and this is good for you for your career too. I mean, you're getting out there, you're building relationships, you're representing our team in terms of getting the word out. If you're interested, go to the conference, submit a talk. We will support you however you need, right? And once it gets accepted, then we do the work about let's get all the materials together, right? And we can help whoever got approved on gathering whatever they need, right?
Yeah.
So, but someone needs to take the lead on that, right? So whoever wants to talk, and not everyone wants to do this, right? I wouldn't make this a requirement for the team.
Yeah, it need not be requirement, but it's
Because
something
not
interesting.
everyone likes doing that, right?
Yeah, public speaking, I can understand it's
Exactly.
not everyone's public.
Not everyone likes that. I mean, maybe as a supporting role, Red Hat probably should do more marketing. If they really want to get a product out, they should do marketing, and then got some flashy videos on SBO linking services all over the world, right? So that's another way to do it. But
Yeah, we are still a small place, so I don't know whether that at Red Hat level it would be possible.
we
But
won't get that, right?
yeah, so But any opportunity if you get, I believe this kind of more conference talks or interaction with other people, it's more like a networking also. Like if that place
Right.
is more Kubernetes oriented, people are there, and if you get an opportunity to talk to interact with other related teams, that's all going to help this project ultimately.
And
That's
I would
what
say, especially if it's in person, right? If
Yeah, in
like
person.
online, I would say that defeats the purpose. But I mean, we could also do online.
Okay, then. So I hope let's try for this next KubeCon or this kind of Red Hat Summit maybe coming in the next May or somewhere around. So we could, and there are other we could. Okay, I'll create a document to. Do we have that list of maybe in Wiki somewhere can we create a list of potential conferences where we could present? Is that a good idea? Create a
I
list
think
of
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And the due dates.
yeah, and
Yeah,
some place where we can put ideas.
Yep.
So people
Yeah.
can just say, "Oh, I have an idea for a conference for this specific conference, blah blah blah," right?
Right.
And then we can
Yeah.
discuss it here. We can discuss it here.
We've done some work in the previous sessions, previous like activity weeks, right? So like DevTools week, for example, that we could use for this. So there's definitely resources that are available to come up with ideas.
Right. Okay, so once the talk accepted and all, I hope we'll be getting sponsorship or other details covered, right? That would be separate.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have an idea, or is there anybody who wants to take on that responsibility to start collecting this list of conferences and due dates, for example? Should we identify owners for this, or what are your thoughts, Baiju, on how we would like?
Yeah. If we can create a page document with this, that would be good.
Like,
So
who is doing it? I guess is my question.
I can do that myself.
You can do that.
So
Okay.
let me create a document. Okay, I'll search for various regions: US, Europe,
Yep.
Asia, all those places. And
So
see.
the main thing is the link to submit proposals and due dates and things like that. I think is to keep that up to date so people know, oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
coming up, and then we can make announcements saying, hey, look at the wiki, the date is coming up. If you have a proposal, so that way it becomes a thing that we always tracking, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's mostly my agenda.
quick question for Jasper though. If a proposal gets accepted to one of these conferences, Red Hat has no problem with the budget, right?
We'll still need to get approval, right? But definitely work with me, and we can figure that out.
Okay.
Yep. So obviously, with an accepted proposal is a higher
Makes a
chance
difference, of course.
exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, the budgeting, I think I remember I guess team wise there will be budgeting. I understand when I was working in Bangalore office, they had a local office budget also allocated in that office.
For local conferences?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about the remote employees thing. So
Yeah. One way we could do is local conferences.
local conference.
Sometimes these companies come here down to Miami for whatever reason, so we don't have to travel. It's going to be cheaper, and we still can talk to them. So.
Right. Okay. Okay, just one more item I want to. So we are doing this already, but just I want to stress on this one. That's listen to any public conversations that is happening in this Slack or any other GitHub issue. And one of the things that I want to make a suggestion is to if we notice that this one I came across because I'm still sharing my screen, right? So I noticed that a couple of weeks back, Kate reported this issue, and she was pointing to this issue in her repository. I mean that Kafka access, and that was reported by somebody here. And what I did was I clicked on this subscribe button. So you see here, you can see subscribe or unsubscribe. So if you click on subscribe, so because this topic is of course related to our project and the SVO, but the problem was they reported in this repository. So we could follow that discussion and make any comments if necessary, right? So that's what I was talking about, mentioning. And there are other issues also. Sometimes today I send a PR to, not yesterday, I think I sent to what was the other operator. RabbitMQ operator. So my PR got merged with that label thing, which I mentioned yesterday. And like that, we also did discussing in other repositories like AWS or AC, other. Now we are going to look into Azure like that, right? So this kind of repositories, and if there are issues that is relevant or related to our projects, we could subscribe like this and follow up and make comments here. So I mean, basically listen to any of this kind of related conversations also, whatever coming across our mind, and people can share it in our channel, so that way we can continue to follow up on that. And okay, just I want to mention while we are here, see there was some criticism also here in this comment here. I just want to bring it here. So this Paul somebody, thanks so much for your diligence for in following up on this. This is to Kate. It's disheartening to hear, considering that service binding operator is currently at 1.2.0, raising questions about the testing of the operator and its adoption in the field when I'm trying to promote the use of operator generally, service operator specifically, and auto at work. Still better that we uncover these things now rather than hitting them later. I don't know who is this and all, but I can see that he is not happy about this issue like that. So yeah, so we could follow up on this kind of external conversation also. We don't need to respond everywhere if it's not really that.
Yeah, this is just a comment. We don't need to respond
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this.
yeah.
This
No,
is
I'm
feedback
not.
that we should take into account, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's valid. So we should say, hey, how come the clearly the spec is saying labels, right?
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that it was implemented even before the spec was done, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
it was a miss on going back and say, oh, the spec is done. There's a gap. Let's clear the gap. I mean, we did cover some of the gaps already, right? But this was a gap we missed. It came as a bug. No problem. We'll fix it, right? So we're gonna miss things. It's just the reality of software,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
definitely. We cannot, especially sometimes, if you, I don't know, anybody using Twitter or such kind of things, sometimes people will make comments that you going to bring you down things. But I don't see we can respond to all those public comments. Yeah.
no.
Right.
So
My question out of this is, did we ever get a bug report for this?
that was reported in their repository, that Kafka, because that's where he was facing issue, and I could see that there are a lot of conversations about that issue here. And we later Kate intimated to us, that's how we got to know, and we are working on that, right? Yeah. But we are going in a different approach. That's the decision we made. We are not going to use the label at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they get fixed anyways.
Yeah, that will get fixed. Right. Okay, I think that's all the points. Anybody, do you think any other things that we could do this to improve the community? Please suggest. Yeah. Should we do issue triaging? Is there? I don't see any new issues here in this repository. And one issue that was somebody reported got closed.
Was there any issues that were reported? There was a gentleman was asking in the Kubernetes, right? Right. That's
no,
closed.
this issue.
That's closed.
Yeah,
right?
this was somebody. He understood that issue.
But there was another one with two binding objects having the same name but different types, something like that. That never got reported.
No, which issue that you're talking about?
Yeah, I responded
This
to a
one?
gentleman on. No, I
I
responded to a
think it was
gentleman on
reported
Kubernetes.
on the Kubernetes Slack channel.
On the Kubernetes Slack channel, there's one thread that I responded. I don't know if, and I asked them to open an issue.
You're talking about this issue?
I think
this
so.
Thread?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, he's got a new one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in case if they are not reporting, maybe we could, if we can give enough time for them. After that, we can create it ourselves. Right, issues.
If
This
if
is
it makes sense, because I don't know if there's enough explanation here, but we could take a look, right? So there's two objects. No, look at the comment where he tagged me.
okay. This
We have
one,
a
right?
separate issue. That's the one, right?
Okay, okay. We are able to create a service binding from the drop-down menu. Okay, this is the user interface issue, right?
It could be, but not necessarily. But let's check. Because they're mentioning there's two bindable objects, right?
Yeah, with the same name but different CRD API group, right?
Is that what he means? Let's go back.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So the problem is that bindables
Two
Let's
customer
understand
resources
this.
with the same name but different kind. Yeah. So that
Different.
we need to test that. If it works from our side, if it works on our side, then we know it's a
Yeah.
UI problem, right?
Yeah, we can create a couple of CRDs and then we can check it easily, which gives same name. And I can see that's what he given here. The test 531. No, 531,
Only one
533.
is given.
The 533 I can see too, but the 533 has some extension also. So maybe this is ambiguity is maybe is referring to that means what can we give the API group also in bracket or something like that so that will they can distinguish, right?
Or the type,
Yeah.
or the kind itself.
Yeah, the kind. This again in the part of the UI code, right? That decision how to whether to display what values.
I think so too. So,
Yeah.
but from our side, we don't have any issues, right? We should be able to bind same name, different kind, right?
Yeah, it should be
And it's
possible.
those bindable kind shows it. That's another thing.
Yeah, it should
You know, it
display.
looks like that MDBA shortcut. It should be like an abbreviation for the kind. I guess that's how they do it. So the thing is, they don't. Then I can see it as an UI issue that they just missed that. No, somehow from the list.
But I still don't know because if we don't show it in the bindable kinds, it's not gonna show here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Probably not. I don't know how the UI has this implemented, but I guess they use bindable kinds as a source.
Yeah.
They probably will.
I think it's a good idea to create an issue by ourselves because this is some 6-7 days ago.
Yeah.
So that we could continue investigating this. Okay, and who can do that one? Want to take it up? Creating an issue for that. Create an issue based on stack report. I think time is also up, so we need to create that one, that conversation. I'll just put this enter command here if you want to don't. So let's do that. Okay, thank you all. Let's end the call now.